Inclusive growth and good governance should ultimately lead to empowerment of our people. That's what the chairman made a point. I would like to talk one of the technologies which from the Government of India, Department of Science and Technology, we have been pursuing is the geospatial technologies, which generally known to all of us as the GPS, GIS, and the remote sensing. After our 73rd and 74th amendments, we started working on creating a district-level spatial data centers. And I just now came to know that our chairman successfully implemented one of the districts in Gujarat long time ago. While we were doing this, we found that there are large number of impediments in making or harnessing these data sets. We have a very rich data collection in this country, more so for the spatial data. Specifically, to talk about is my own department is the Survey of India, which is 245 years old, to a number of other departments which are producing large amount of spatial data. But somehow we were not able to, even today we are not able to fully exploit those data sets. One of the reasons we found is not having a metadata. So the metadata, in the absence of a metadata, there is a lot of duplication, and within the organization themselves, there is a wastage of efforts. And if we somehow find out or discover some data sets, you won't be able to use them together if data is coming from two different sources or two different agencies within the same organization. That is an important aspect here is interoperability. That is mostly due to various practices which we have been following earlier, and also various formats in the computer domain, and the basic structure of the data or the resolution of the data. Above all, the governments themselves is responsible for we are not being able to exploit the data is the policy environment. I do remember, and our chairman will certainly recall, the very serious case of one in Gujarat where for usage of maps, a lot of officers had to go through a turmoil. And most important aspect in this is the basic human mindset of not to share what they have, whether it is data of an individual or even organizationally. That's how Government of India brought in the National Spatial Data Infrastructure, wherein we are today providing a standardized metadata which will enable people to discover the data, develop a large number of technologies and the tools to enable data to be combined, integrated and analyzed. Also, Government of India brought in the remarkable changes in the policy. One of the important policies of National Map Policy of 2005, which permits map data of entire country available because there is a separate series of maps for the open domain called Open Series Maps and one for the Defense Series. And also in the remote sensing data policy of 2011, which provides even data up to 1 meter resolution is easily accessible, and today it is being streamed through the NRSE portal called Bhuvan. After trying to establish a national spatial data infrastructure, which is basically an enabling infrastructure, we did find that there is a need to go beyond the national level. That's why during the 12th plan, we are trying to launch a state spatial data infrastructure. Already a number of states have taken lead and they have commenced their activities, but as a centrally sponsored scheme, we will be coming out with the state spatial data infrastructure after the 12th plan is formally approved. There had been a discussion about this demand pull and supply push. We did find all these days we are only being looking at the supply side. There is nothing much is being done with regard to the spatial data as far as the demand pull. That's how, in another concept now which has been approved at the initiative of the Planning Commission, is the National GIS, National Geospatial Information System, which will be able to provide not the data, not the any other environment, but the trying to provide the solutions for people who would like to find a solution for their own problem at hand. The National GIS is a huge project which is going to be executed in a mission mode during the 12th plan at a total expenditure of about 3,000 crores. Now finally, I would like to add another term into the vocabulary of e-governance. I would like to say that we do feel from the geospatial guys, it is geospatial governance because most of the human activity is related to a location. So the governance has to be location based. So the e-governance should finally get translated to the G-governance, and we are trying to use the maps, and from there we are trying to migrate from those maps to the apps which all our people are using today, which should provide a G-governance and finally empower our people. Thank you.